Welcome back again. Jack Johnson was born in 1878 and was an American boxer whose life and career broke racial barriers and reshaped the landscape of professional sports in the early 1900s. He was the first black world heavyweight boxing championship ever. Born in Galveston, Texas, Johnson grew up in a working class African American family during a time when opportunities for Black Americans were severely limited. As a child, he worked various jobs and was often subjected to the harsh realities of racial discrimination. Yet, from an early age, Johnson displayed confidence and charisma that would define him throughout his life. Johnson began boxing professionally in 1897, quickly gaining a reputation for his defensive skill, strategic fighting style, and iron will. Over the course of a long career, he fought in 114 matches, achieving 80 wins, including 45 by knockout. His most historical victory came on December 26, 1908, when he defeated Tommy Burns in Sydney, Australia. He would become the first black man to hold the world heavyweight title. The match, which took place after years of being denied a title shot due to his race, would last 14 rounds before the police stopped the fight and declared Johnson the victor. This victory made him an international sensation and target overnight. The press began calling for a great white hope to defeat Johnson and reclaim the title for white America. One of the most pivotal moments in Johnson's career was his 1910 bout against James J. Jeffries, a former heavyweight champion who came out of retirement to fight Johnson. Jeffries, touted as the Great White Hope, had refused to fight black boxers during his original reign. Their highly anticipated match, which took place in Reno, Nevada, ended with Johnson winning by knockout in the 15th round. Johnson's dominance in the ring and the symbolic toppling of a white hero led to a violent race riot across more than 25 U.S. cities. For many white Americans, Johnson's victory represented an affront to the racial hierarchy within America. For African Americans, it was a moment of pride and hope during a time of widespread oppression. Outside the ring, Johnson's life was just as impactful and controversial. He flaunted his success unapologetically, driving expensive cars, dressing in fine clothing, and enjoying the nightlife of the elite society. Most provocatively, he was open about his relationships with white women and married several of them, including Edna Durea, Lucille Cameron, and Irene. These relationships sparked outrage among white supremacists and contributed to his 1913 conviction under the Mann Act, a law originally intended to prevent human trafficking. Though in reality, the charges against Johnson was rooted in racism and a desire to punish him for defying social norms. Rather than serve his prison sentence, Johnson fled the United States and spent 7 years living in exile in Europe, South America, and even fighting exhibition matches in Cuba. During his years in exile, Johnson continued to box and live lavishly, but the emotional toll of being exiled from his home country was significant. He eventually returned to the U.S. in 1920 and served 1-year sentence in Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary. Though no longer was he in his athletic prime, he continued to fight exhibition matches until he retired in 1938. He also tried to mentor young black fighters and open doors for others who followed in his footsteps. However, his career never fully recovered from the legal persecution, and societal backlash he faced. His defiance made him a hero to many, but a villain to many as well. Muhammad Ali, who became heavyweight champion decades later, and who is also considered the best boxer of all time, frequently cited Jack Johnson as one of his greatest inspirations. Ali admired Johnson not only for his boxing talent, but for his unwavering boldness in the face of racism. Muhammad Ali would go on to say, "Jack Johnson was a big inspiration because of what he did outside of the ring. He was so bold." Muhammad Ali admired Johnson living on his own terms even when he put his own life in danger. In decades following his death, efforts to clear Johnson's name gained momentum. Finally, in 2018, more than a century after his conviction, President Donald Trump issued a pardon, recognizing that Johnson's trial had been driven by racial prejudice. The pardon, supported by prominent figures including actor Sylvester Stallone and boxer Lennox Lewis, was a long overdue gesture of justice. Please like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you get all my videos, add me on all social medias, and until next time, peace, one love.